In a small town that had once prospered under his leadership, the mayor found himself staring into the abyss of chaos as the first wave of the zombie apocalypse crashed against the town, forcing him to summon every ounce of courage to muster a defense that would not only protect himself, but also the people who had placed their trust in him for years, making crucial decisions in a matter of seconds, while the sound of gnashing teeth echoed menacingly from the shadowy corners of the streets. As the sun dipped below the horizon, turning the sky into a tapestry of fearsome colors, the mayor's voice echoed through the gathering crowd, urging his fellow townsfolk to remain united against the encroaching darkness, reminding them of the strength they had forged over the years. While in the shadows, the groans of the undead intensified, reminding them that survival was not just about barricades, but about the bonds of community that could hold strong even when the world turned against them. With every cautious step through the desolate alleyways, the mayor quietly strategized escape routes and possible supplies, reminding himself that leadership meant not just survival, but also nurturing hope in the hearts of his people. As the sound of distant screams and pounding footsteps became a cruel reminder of the urgency of their plight, and despite the overwhelming odds stacked against them, he would fight to protect the town he had cherished for so long. In that dimly lit convenience store, as the shadows danced ominously around them, the mayor felt the weight of responsibility heavy on his shoulders, knowing that every decision he made could mean the difference between life and death. While outside, the relentless moaning of the undead reminded him that time was slipping away. Yet amid despair arose a beacon of hope when he spotted fellow survivors struggling to escape their own fate, sparking an idea that could unite their fractured community in the face of annihilation. As adrenaline coursed through their veins, the mayor's voice rose above the din of despair, crafting a desperate yet hopeful plan that involved not just survival, but a unified offensive against the encroaching hordes, knowing that armed only with their wits and unyielding spirit, they could possibly reclaim their town from the grips of darkness, while the sound of makeshift weapons being prepared echoed around him, turning fear into a shared commitment to fight back against the nightmare that threatened to consume them all. With courage igniting their hearts, the mayor stepped across the threshold into the moonlit chaos, rallying his band of survivors with a powerful glare and shouting words of defiance against the ghoulish figures that surrounded them, creating an atmosphere charged with an exhilarating mix of fear and courage, as every step they took forward symbolized not just a fight for survival, but a stand against the tide of destruction that sought to erase their existence, determined that the night would not claim them without a fierce battle. As the chaos unfolded around them, the mayor fought alongside his fellow townsfolk in a violent clash against the creatures that once represented their worst nightmares. Every swing of a weapon accompanied by shouts of defiance, transforming fear into a primal instinct to protect their home, while the battle's aftermath left a haunting silence as they stood amongst the remnants of their struggle, realizing that although victory had been snatched from the jaws of despair, the night was far from over, and survival would demand more than just bravery. It would require unity and the will to forge ahead, no matter the cost. As dawn broke, casting a fragile light over the battered town, the mayor knelt beside an injured survivor, feeling the weight of loss settle heavily on his heart while he tended to their wounds. The flicker of hope igniting within him as each sunrise signaled not just the end of a harrowing night, but also the potential for recovery and resilience, reminding all that despite the scars from the night's horror, they had survived together and now stood on the precipice of rebuilding their community stronger than ever before. With the sun overhead casting a warm glow upon their weary faces, the mayor stood resolutely at the center of the town, addressing the gathered survivors with an impassioned speech that spoke of resilience, community, and the indomitable spirit that had carried them through the darkest of nights. igniting a spark of unity among them that turned their grim circumstances into a rallying cry for hope and renewal as they began to establish a communal aid station, transforming their despair into action, proving that even in the face of unimaginable horror, the bonds of humanity could forge a brighter path forward.